Just with Jimi Disu, and this is Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. The entry of Toni Payne caused a buzz, and this werewolf, I'm sure all of you know who the werewolf is. He just, to get him out of the studio was a difficult one. Today is Friday and it's a public holiday, and it's a festive one at that, so we're just going to sit back and have fun, and have my main person, Toni Payne, is in town. How are you? You have to speak up now. You're talking to Daddy. You have to speak
laughing.
You're still laughing at them, right? The how do you feel when sometimes you walk in a place and it's full of guys. And they just won't let you be?
Well, I don't want to say I'm used to it. That sounds kind of.
Well, you must have gotten some good training from Yenileke. I'm
diplomatic enough. So
no, you need to learn one or two things from her.
Her, yeah.
You know she has this kind of stern face. Nobody's going to.
But I'm the smiley one, so.
Yeah, the smiley one.
I'm the smiley one.
Yeah, the smiley one. And Yashim. Yashim is the giggly one.
No, she's also very.
She's not stern. No, it's a cover. But Yenileke is the.
Yeah.
So how is she?
She's fine.
I thought you were going to come with your son.
No.
Oh my God, that was I forgot. I don't even announce that he was going to come.
Oh, no wonder
I said
asking
yesterday,
me, am I taking him? I was like, no.
Yesterday, because I wanted to ask him about photography.
Oh,
he's a genius, isn't he?
Yeah. He's pretty good.
He's a genius.
He's a little small
right? He's about 6 or 7 now.
No, 9.
9. But he's showing a lot of promise.
Yes.
I know that he's good with gadgets.
Yes, he is.
And he seems to have a very good eye with the camera.
He wants to be a scientist, though.
He doesn't want to be a musician like his dad?
No.
No. Does he show any inclinations towards music at all?
He enjoys music, but no.
Does he like listen to his dad's music?
He pretty much listens to what I listen to.
Do you like listening to his dad's music?
I listen to hip-hop.
What does he play? Is it, what's his name? Nice.
You know, I listen.
Isn't he doesn't he play hip-hop?
Well, American hip-hop mostly.
You listen to American hip-hop?
I just started. Yeah, it's a new thing
Toni
for me.
Payne.
I know.
What happened to loyalty?
Well, it's a new thing for me. I'm trying to diversify, my listening.
So you haven't listened to your what's his name now? Nice's latest whatever.
Which one? I've heard the songs on
You've heard
his latest work. I've heard some.
You don't like play them in the bathroom or something?
Oh no. I mean,
but that would have been a good time, when you're in the bathroom and you're having a bath. And
if I'm listening,
it reminds you of so many things.
No, it doesn't. Jimmy. Oh, it does not.
It doesn't. I see. Because for example, my best time, any day and any time of the day, is in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I usually wake up at about 3ish. I read in bed. Then I go into the bathroom and spend another 30-45 minutes.
Same here.
Fiddling with you. That's why I must live in a house that has many bathrooms.
Yeah.
So I can have one to myself.
So nobody's knocking.
but the one I miss the most is way back when I used to smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, just sit at the bathroom and smoke 2 cigarettes. I used to love that back in the day.
I know.
But then the truth is, then there were no phones or things to play with.
Exactly.
So you had to read the book.
Yeah.
So if you found the book compelling, you'd keep reading from chapter to chapter. And you had an ashtray in the toilet until you get kwada sitting on the toilet bowl. But in the 50s and 60s when the toilet bowls were not too common in Yaba, so you had to stoop. We had all these the bucket toilets. You had to stoop. But you still read then.
Wow.
Life is it keeps changing, doesn't it?
Easier now, I guess. Easier and more complicated. I think. The easier it gets, the more complicated it gets.
Well, when you say easier, I think that apart from that, the more open it is. All of a sudden now, I feel like I'm in a trap.
Really?
You don't know if somebody is behind you taking a photograph or a video of what you're doing.
That's why I said easier and more complicated. Now we have technology that makes things easier for us to do.
But it's also, we've lost a lot of our privacy.
Privacy, yeah, definitely.
You saw the pictures making the rounds about the woman who was alleged to have committed suicide. Well, she's denied it, but still, there were some naked pictures of the woman with
But
another guy.
she denied it. So
But she denied she wasn't the one
that committed suicide.
Of course, I mean, she's
obviously.
alive, obviously. But she didn't deny that she wasn't the woman that was naked.
I heard.
with the guy.
I didn't see the pictures, but I heard.
I
I
saw-
heard about it.
Unfortunately, I didn't know those were the pictures until I opened
them. Oh, wow.
opened them, and then.
Oh, I didn't even know there were any nude pictures. I just heard, something.
No, it was it was somebody that sent me the pictures.
Yeah. So
And I
number
said-
one
and I said,
rule, I
"Kilele."
always tell people, number one rule, no nudes.
And I said,
Because you
"Kilele."
never know.
And
You
she said,
never know
"What?"
where they'll
He
reach.
said it was she wore,
I know.
and I almost went blind.
Sure.
But yeah, I almost went blind. No, I didn't. I was in too much of
On
a
third
shock.
or fourth glance.
But Shaun, I feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
I feel very vulnerable. It's like, for example, I used to love, having kids sit on my lap,
Yeah.
and hugging them, running my hand
Yeah.
through their hair. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
This
can't
day
do
and
that
age,
anymore. No, you can't tell any kids, for example, why don't go to the say Papa? Whether male or female,
Yeah.
you need
Times
to
have
see.
changed.
You need to see what I see in the papers every day.
Oh yeah. I was complaining about that the other day, and I was like, if we can call it an epidemic,
Yeah.
it's a problem in Nigeria right now, and it's a problem that nobody's really addressing
Well, I tend
on a
to
larger scale.
I tend to believe, and I'm sure somebody is going to nod his head almost immediately when I say this, that I tend to believe that a lot of them could be like ritual things, could be ritual killings. He's nodding his head. I told you.
Or just
That's the head. See him.
yeah.
guy
Well,
with the beard.
it could be, but I think it's more. I think it's more. There's just a lot of perverted people out there, and they
What?
kind of ruin it for everybody else because then you're extra careful.
Well,
Because
is it that we have more people who are perverts,
I think,
or rather, we have more who are being exposed because of what we now have the cameras and the phones and things like that?
it still goes hand in hand. The fact is they're still there.
Yeah, and they seem to be multiplying.
It's at an alarming rate because if I pop into any Nigerian news, maybe website, whatever.
Yeah.
In a day, I'm reading 2-3.
2-3, and that's
that
quite
is
alarming.
alarming. That is alarming, and those are the ones they report. So you have to just wonder, like the ones they're not reporting. The ones they're not talking about. It's really, really. I don't know. I think something needs to be done about it.
I mean, like what do you tell your son now? Once in a while,
we get that.
Don't let anybody.
We get the privacy. Even though he's there. You
Yeah.
know, from when he was maybe 5, I give him the privacy talk like very frequently.
Yeah, like don't do this, don't.
Yeah, and what to do.
And what not to do. Too.
Yeah, what not to. Yeah, he knows.
It's funny. We grew up ignorant. We had to look for things as
we did.
but with the students now,
times have really changed. I always say you can't not say, oh, they're too small. There's a way you can tell kids that are small without it sounding sexual. And he understands.
but at least you tell them to watch out for any uncle who's.
Oh no, I don't put it that way. I'll let him know like your private parts are your private. They belong to just you. And if anybody tries to touch or see them,
But
what
you
do
give him
do?
a bath, so it belongs to you and him.
Well, now he hides it from me too.
Yeah, it's like that.
Now
the thing.
he'll walk out and cover it up, and I just start laughing like, okay, well.
It's like sometimes I want to needle some of my younger cousins.
Yeah.
That I took care of as kids. And now
Exactly.
and they say, Uncle Eje, but I'm femoral.
Exactly.
But what is it?
He does that now.
I used to bathe you back in the
Yeah,
day.
I'll walk by the bathroom.
So that he covers it. When you're coming, he puts a
He'll
towel around
cover
it.
Yeah. He'll say, oh, Mom, close the door. I'm like, okay. Like, wow.
He's going to go to secondary school soon, isn't he?
Yeah. After this, he's already entered primary 5.
Primary 5.
So
But is it going to go to boarding school?
No.
No, yeah. It's
I like.
So you really
I
don't
like
encourage parents to send their kids to boarding school?
I'm not a big fan of boarding school because I think they learn a lot of bad things.
Well, some have to do it because of the pressures, especially in Lagos. Yeah,
Yeah.
lucky you live in the States, but.
I've heard boarding school stories, and I would just for the little stuff.
But you
I've
went to
heard.
boarding school, didn't you? You were there. Oh, you finished secondary school when I first came to your house.
No, I hadn't finished. I went back to America to finish.
To finish,
yeah. So
would you believe that I've been coming to your house now for about 22 years?
Yeah.
You guys should give me a medal.
Probably more than that.
More than that?
Yeah, more than that.
There must be something.
We're special.
You reckon? Somebody's smiling here this now.
We're special, right?
No. I think the bigger credit actually goes to the matriarch of the family.
Grandma, yeah.
Mommy, she's a wonderful person.
She is, definitely.
I tell you a secret. Back in the days, during the Abacha days, Mom would give me 4 liters of petrol every day. Jimi ko wa lola o. She would religious. I don't know how she ever thought of it. After filling the fuel generator on Concord, then she Jimi Wogba 4 liters every day.
Yeah.
Wonderful woman.
Yeah.
And of course, her food.
Yeah.
You come home about twice a year, don't you?
Once a year, but I'm gonna try and make it more than twice a year now.
Not twice a year now, yeah, because for people who haven't lived on both sides of the divide, they tend to think that living abroad is El Dorado. But I don't think so. I mean, I have 100% option to live abroad if I wanted to. But I think Nigeria is still it, isn't it? Okay, where would you rather live even now under these circumstances?
Okay, so I like Nigeria, but I like structure. I like structure a lot.
Maybe that's because you went quite early.
Yeah, so I think for me, that's just the thing. Nigeria is there's so much to be done in Nigeria. It's such a fertile ground, and the fact that it's a fertile ground makes me like Nigeria. I like the fact that it allows you to kind of use your brain, but that lack of structure, it bothers me. There's no way around it. I like to know that if I start something, it's gonna work this way. This is I don't want to stand in. Okay, let me give you a good example. When I got my driver's license, or renewed my driver's license in America, it took me all of 5 minutes to walk in, take a picture, fingerprint, leave. When I got my driver's license in Nigeria, it took me all of a day, 2 days, 3 days of standing in the sun, coming back, knowing somebody. Because if I didn't know somebody, another 1 week,
Yeah.
Yeah. So those kind of little inconveniences.
It's a pity you didn't tell me you'd have got it in a day. That's a joke.
In fact, I was even grateful that because I knew people that were like, I'm not even going to be 2 weeks since,
go to the passport office.
I felt so bad for them, but those little inconveniences, I'm a very simple person. I don't like stress.
But even to do business now, a lot of people now complain. About multiple. You have the food and drug something. Everybody comes, and the truth of the matter is that at the end of the day, they just want to fleece you out. Take some money off you, and it'd be nice if they just knocked on the door and said, "Well, no," but they still take you through the whole
unnecessary
only
process.
To now dovetail to.
So I think if the structure was in place, I believe more people would be willing to come to Nigeria to invest.
Nigeria is tough.
It is a tough place, and it's amazing. I think Nigerians are in general. I'll say I commend Nigerians. I commend Nigerians in general because to survive in such a tough environment and still be happy and still be smiling and still be jovial.
What can we do?
Well,
we don't have much of an option.
10% of what Nigerians go through. If you see people go through it over there, they kill themselves. They can't handle it. So I think God just created Nigerians.
When you said kill themselves, it reminds me of the incident last week where somebody was supposed to have committed suicide. But we still don't know. That in itself tells us who we are. One, we are not sure if somebody did actually jump
into the water. Probably somebody did, but not who. And we don't verify.
Well, we don't even know. As of now, we don't even know who. And the reason is very simple. We don't have divers.
Yeah,
we don't use divers. What I saw some canoes, and I hear they hire some fishermen. How far down can the fishermen go without the proper equipment?
There should be, especially that third mainland. They should be like lifeguards.
When you jump in the water, don't you first of all go down before you come up?
Definitely.
So which fisherman is going to go right down to the bottom of the water?
And if the person can't swim,
Oh, said the person who jumped in.
Yeah.
The person who jumped in doesn't want to swim. He wants to go.
Well, naturally, I think sometimes if you can swim, you'll still kind of float up before you.
When you jumped in, it's not that you fell in though.
Yeah.
I took a long jump from the bridge.
That's true.
But suicide amazes me.
Yeah.
The
mind is very powerful.
Suicide amazes me, and I hope, like Fashola once said in public, that I'm never tested.
Yeah.
I mean, I like this life.
Yeah.
Even when I went through very, 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 very bad times way back, it's never occurred to me that I wanted to leave this world. I kept, for something was telling me that I'd make it, that don't worry. I just had that faith, which I find lacking in a lot of people.
I think
and that's why they run from one place to the other.
It shows how powerful the mind is and how the mind pretty much controls,
Have you ever been really, really depressed?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've gone through moments where I'm like really sad, but not to the point where like you, I like life. I like life.
Like life.
But there are days you think about it like,
what has depressed you the most? Tell me.
Man, Nigeria, I went through a lot when I was
I said that men disrupt your...
No, not men.
Men was just like... When you said men, I thought...
Oh, no, not men. men, like, whoa.
I know. I like to throw you under the bus once in a while.
No, not men. But, I've been through a lot. When I lived in Nigeria, I went through a whole lot with the media and everything. And that period...
that was bad.
That period in my life was very, 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 very bad.
I felt for you... way back then, of course, because I know you.
But they created a monster.
They created a monster. Yes. You have to have a thick skin.
Oh yeah.
And be well focused. But by the way, you remember the last time you were here? I asked if somebody was lurking around or anything. Are we going to hear wedding bells soon? You're a public person, so I'm
not saying anything. I know where you're going.
Probably. This. So even in the studio, there are one or two people waiting with bated breath. One or two, but you don't like fishermen, do you?
Fishermen. Well, I've never met one.
I know this one catches it. He catches the fish and throws them in the water. Okay, it's still morning. They're just with Jimi Disu. And I have Toni Payne in the studio, and we're just having fun. Today is fun day. Our lines are open still, though. Maybe I should take one or two calls now and see how good our people are feeling. Please, maybe we shouldn't talk too much about politics today. Let's just have fun, okay? Today is a Friday, and it's a holiday. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
Yeah, this is Dambaba.
Dambaba, how are you? You should be at the mosque. What are you doing here?
Sir?
You should be at the mosque. You should be praying today, Dambaba.
We are preparing to go to mosque.
Oh yeah, go to mosque. Say something to your brothers and quickly carry your bag. There's Goso in Obalende. Go quickly now. How are you?
Thank you. Allow me to greet Toni Payne now.
No greet him. No worry. I'll greet on your behalf. Okay, greet him.
Toni Payne, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
It's been nice to hear from you.
Thank you.
Because just of recent, I think I still had the paper I thought I was reading about you.
Okay.
Is it not the Toni Payne that is related to night?
Yes, no. Well, she's not. Are you related to him?
Related to him.
You are related. I mean,
know of him. I don't.
No, you don't just know of him. I mean, by African, whatever. You know. You are related to him. Yes, he's related to him.
He's my people.
Sir. Could you be like you said today is a fun day? No politics.
No, not today.
Today is all of us be happy.
No, today is today. Yeah, you know, Dambaba, yesterday there was a noise in my neighborhood all of a sudden. Everybody was happy. They were running. I said, what is going on? They said the Sultan had announced that today is this is the fasting is over. It turned out that it was the Iyalati and the other woman that run beer parlor, they were thanking God that business has started. You know?
If you come to my area, you know that your area had ice water. Yesterday, I couldn't sleep. My street everywhere.
They were happy.
Noise, celebration, everybody were. I wish Nigeria could remain like this.
No, by Monday, then we don't broke again.
Honestly.
All right, then, Baba, thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. You know, it's surprising that in spite of what we're going through, people still find the place to be happy.
That's why I said Nigerians are special people, you know.
They're special people. I don't know what they're made of.
Yeah, steel.
Tough.
Tough, yeah. They're made of steel.
You know, you find that, like today, they'll still be happy. Mm-hmm. They'll go for salad. Look, Obalende is blocked now as I was coming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's blocked completely. And they were all happy, well-dressed, carried their mats, they're going to pray. And you think that everything is all right, but nothing is all right. Are you following the political scene going on?
Yeah. But not in depth, but I'm following it a little bit.
Yeah, but
I'm running for president. I'm kidding.
You're kidding.
I'm kidding.
Are you running for president or you're running to be first lady?
No, first lady. President's gone.
You know what I mean? Because if it's first lady, who could it be? Could it be Showore?
No.
Or could it be the CBN man? Or could it be Donald Duke?
I like Donald. See, I know. You know,
could it be Donald Duke?
No, not Donald Duke. Well, not Donald Duke for me. I mean, like, I like him.
Were you thinking of being first lady to Donald Duke?
No, I'm running against them.
It wouldn't be such a bad idea.
I'm running against them as first Nigerian female president.
That'd be nice to shake them up a little bit.
I would.
But you do like Donald Duke, don't you?
I like Donald Duke. I know a lot of people kind of like this about him because I've been, once he announced that he was running.
Yeah,
so I kind of was reading some of the comments, from people and.
Well, you see, I think I honestly do think that. I mean, there's unfortunately I can't say it, in the manner it is on radio, but there's hardly any Nigerian that won't have what we will call colorfy, that won't have one thing or the other. But I think I'd be happy to have a president, first of all, who even looks good.
Yeah.
Let me even look at him and be happy.
Looking, though.
I didn't say he's not good looking. I said I'd like to have a president.
I think he's
good looking. I mean, for his age, yes. But and the president who is contemporary, speaks
young,
well,
yes,
relatively is Donald Young.
Ideas.
Is Donald Young?
He's pretty okay. He's not old.
No, I think he's about 50.
Oh yeah, that's 55.
Still am I old or young?
You're young. You're still young.
You reckon?
I think so. Why? He's still young now. You're not old.
You need to tell somebody that at home.
Okay. No, she doesn't think you're old.
She keeps saying that. She calls me Papa.
She's probably just joking.
You reckon?
Yeah.
She calls me Baba.
Old is like old. Like grandma's old.
But she calls me Baba.
Maybe just
and laughs at everything that I do. If I hit my leg against the stone, she goes Baba. Maybe she knows one or two things that you don't know. but Donald Duke is, I think he's a bit in between. He can swing either way. Another thing going for him is like, look, he's been governor 2 terms, and that tells me something. You see, because it's one thing to postulate ideas. It's another thing for you to be able to bite the bullet and pull the trigger. And I think if there's anybody who can do that amongst the other younger contestants that we have so far, I think it will be. Donald Duke is a bridge. Now, why am I campaigning for him?
So if I was going to choose anybody out of all the people,
yes,
I would choose him. If I was going to put my support behind somebody.
You won't even choose Buhari?
No, I think Buhari, I like, well, I wouldn't have voted for Buhari the last time. Only because I think Nigeria needs
a firm hand.
Yeah, not just a firm hand one, but also fresh mind. Needs younger, people with ideas. And if I was going to have my own way back then, I know Nigeria is very complicated, this whole Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba thing. I know it's complicated. It shouldn't be that way, but if I was going to have my way, the last time it would have been Duke Fashola ticket. And that's what I
know, but you can't have a South ticket.
See, it shouldn't be like that. It should be who's good for.
What we are, who we are.
Exactly.
We can't run away from
I think
who
we need
are.
to start looking beyond tribes and start looking for who's good for the country.
Look,
and then we can start to move forward.
I used to postulate that, but I've come to the conclusion that won't work. We're too conscious of who we are.
Yeah.
We've allowed our politicians to divide it. Luckily, amongst the younger people, it's not like that.
It is. Even
I don't think so.
No,
when I look
yeah.
at my kids have friends across the divide.
Well, they do, but
Yes.
guess what? The same way in your generation, you probably have people that don't care about tribes. It's the same
Yeah, I
way in
guess
our
so.
generation, we have people that do. So, I mean, it's just, it's like these things are passed down from generation to generation.
But
If you
it's not as prevalent as
Probably not.
I think it's the politicians that hide.
Yeah.
They're the ones. I mean, it's gotten so bad now. You have divides along the tribes. You have divide along religion.
It's
You
really
even have
hard.
divide along complexion.
It's really, yeah.
You find all the women want to bleach.
Bleach, yeah.
Because they believe that the
The
ones who
fair
are
skin,
lighter,
get the
men look at them
that.
more. And I said, why do you want to make yourself?
It's really sad.
I mean, you're dark, you look good.
Yeah.
If I'm allowed to say so, if
Yeah.
you won't think that there's something wrong with you.
No.
But you're dark.
Yeah.
You look good.
I like my complexion.
I like it too.
Yeah.
You only like her too. Is dark.
She's dark.
I
yeah.
like her complexion.
Yes.
Your mom is dark. Everybody is dark, and I like your complexion. I mean, but your dad was light though.
Yeah, my dad was light. Dad was light. Yeah.
Wale Payne, I miss him. Nice guy. That's why he put you in my, he put you in my care, and that's why I told you that all these Shagwag, but all these guys, they're the ones Wale Payne warned you about. Stay clear of them. Back to what we were saying. I think amongst all the fresh people that have come out, I think Donald Duke has woken me up.
I think so too.
But what do you think of the Sahara Reporters guy Showore when he said he was going to?
So now what I don't know is I'm not familiar with him.
With him, yes.
I've heard about him. I've seen the campaign posters. I've heard people talk about him, but I don't know his history. I don't know much about what he's done for Nigeria, or what he's done for anybody really. So it's hard for me to kind of speak on him because I don't know much about him.
Well, much as I want youth, I still like a balance of experience.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think the presidency is where you now learn on the job.
No, it's not.
We can't afford
Look
that
at what
at all.
did Donald Trump. Look at the mess we've
Don't
created.
don't forget that the president is not just the president; he's also the commander.
The commander-in-chief, exactly.
And the Nigerian presidency is absolutely powerful.
Definitely.
A lot of us sit back here, and when I suggest things that government should do, for example, sometimes I know within me that there are other considerations that you probably, out of discretion, don't want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes you say that, okay, you want to, because Nigeria is a queer country. You want to build a port, for example, and then somebody comes to tell you that if you're going to build a port in the south here, where there's water, you have to build a port in the north.
Yeah,
then you ask them, where's the water going to come from?
Exactly.
And they tell you, you have to dredge whatever, and things like that.
Complicated country.
Yes. For example, every state wants to have an airport. Asaba has an airport. One time they were contemplating building a port in Onitsha. And the difference between Asaba and Onitsha is almost like from here to Muritala Mohammed Airport. It's just a bridge in between. So it's a... Then I think Nigeria also needs somebody who is firm.
Definitely.
We don't want a nice guy.
Yeah. I think that was
Don't
the
want a
problem
nice guy.
Nigeria had with Jonathan. I think Jonathan, I said it from the jump, he's too soft. He's somebody you can easily bully, and they did bully him.
Oh, they bullied him.
They
They
bullied
pulverized
him.
him.
He couldn't stand up. I felt he couldn't stand up for himself. He didn't look like somebody that could stand up for himself. His wife would have probably made a better president. Because she.
Do you think you're not saying that you thought that the wife bullied him too?
You could tell who wears the pants in that family. She was very... I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, though, but...
You think women should wear the pants?
No, when I say wear the pants, as in, sometimes...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If a woman is firm, if you have a soft man and a woman is firm, then you know that nobody can come from the outside and bully your husband.
You don't want any man to... A soft man can't have a soft wife.
No. I don't think.
Aha.
I don't. I think it's always good to have, if you're a soft man, have a firm.
Are you a firm person?
I'm an alpha, so yes.
Yeah, a firm
Alpha,
person.
I'm an alpha female.
Was nice a soft or hard person?
I'm not even sure.
What do you mean you're not sure?
I can't remember the guy. Ooh.
What do you mean you can't remember?
Silence.
Hey, come on. I mean, it's a part of your life that
Man, I don't know. I think he's in between.
is in between.
He doesn't really have a stance. I don't know. He's in between, probably.
Or he was too. You know, artists are funny people.
Yeah.
They hard to live with. Or he was too engrossed in his
Work?
music.
Yeah,
in his
probably.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. But if I was going to choose, I think in between.
Would you marry another musician again
Never.
if you had to? Never.
Never.
Even if it was one that you love to
Chris
date.
Brown, maybe.
You're looking out for the money.
Chris Brown.
But
But
would
he'd
you
have to
would you
take half
marry
the- half the tattoos off.
would you marry anybody in show business? Anybody along that line?
Show business?
Yeah, I mean, would that be, or would you rather have a subtle person like a banker?
No. Show business I could.
You
But,
could. Well, this job we're doing is show business. And this gentleman, he feels like he wants to go to the toilet, but he doesn't want to leave. He's fishing around.
show business I could, but not someone directly in the public sphere. I think the reason I would say I probably wouldn't is because I have learned part of my private life. I'd like to kind of just try as much as possible to
keep a lot of things to yourself.
If when you give information, let it be very little. Oh yeah, you can know that I have a man, but you don't need to know his name. You don't need to know.
No, I'm
he
not
looks
asking
like.
for his name.
Well, I know. That's what I'm like. I mean, publicly, even if they see him or whatnot, not too much. And when you have public to public, it's always much more difficult if one party doesn't know how to manage it. But if both parties know how to manage it, then there's no problem.
I find maybe it's because I'm much more mature, and because also I just couldn't be bothered. It doesn't bother me. If anybody writes something about me, that's his headache.
Oh yeah, now I'm like that.
I couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
Sure, everybody. Well, let me tell you, I call her Sharon. So if I drop Sharon once in a while, that's also Toni Payne. I couldn't be bothered. So, but look at the way it is now. People who, for example, don't know the relationship between you and I would. I could say, "Oh, Sharon, let's go watch a Kalakuta Queen, the Kalakuta thing at wherever it's done in VI." And then people show up and
automatically, you're my sugar daddy.
That's Jimi Disu.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
A senior colleague had a party once.
Yeah.
I think it was Diabomi. She had her usual birthday. And one of the female top journalists, we spoke about other things on the phone. Said, "Oh, I won't be around this Saturday because I'm going to." And I said, "Oh, we're going to say, I don't have a car. Can you pick me?" I said, "Fine." So I picked her up. We went to this party. Oh boy. In the social media.
Yeah.
They say, something. Luckily, they didn't put my name. Well, I say luckily, just put my name. But media, they put the other lady's name. Kenko grabs media guru. And they both walked into the party.
But do you see Uncle Jimmy? Let me know. I'll say I'm not a. Before I say what I'm going to say, I'll be very specific that I'm not like the Chimamanda type feminist.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of people get it like confused. But do you see how the media kind of plays women?
Yes.
They see you, they see her, but it's her name that they'll put.
Yeah, it was her name that they put that she had.
And I think.
Maybe she made more news though.
Probably not. It's just always easier.
It's the female.
Pick on the female.
And then they said that, we have become an item, and throughout the party.
Oh, that happened to me once.
We were looking into each other's eyes.
Oh, yeah, that happened to me once. There was a time when I was in Nigeria, I think.
And they were photochromic lenses.
Yeah,
the party was outside.
Yeah. It happened to me once. One of my friends was visiting from Atlanta, so he gave me a ride. He was visiting, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to." I think it was a poetry reading. Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I want to come, visit, seeing friends, platonic, nothing, know." And the next thing I read was Toni Payne's new man steps out with new man.
Hey,
I was, and platonic means we're not even hugging, we're not touching. He's sitting down. We're just, we're very, very good friends. And I think a lot of people they find it hard to grasp the concept that a man and a woman can just be friends.
They can even be family.
Yeah, exactly.
You might not know they could be family.
So once they see you with a man, automatically.
Well, did you come with your car?
Oh yeah, we bought it.
So I don't have to take you home.
Oh no.
Because of that. Tony Payne seen on the South Mainland Bridge in Jimi Disu's car.
Yeah, it's lazy. It's lazy. It's lazy work.
But you've developed a thin
thick
skin for that.
Yeah. Now I don't mind it. I
you
mean,
don't mind. But you do date though. I mean, hey, it's just normal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You do date.
Yeah.
But you're not settling. What's his name again? Your son's name?
Zion.
Zion is not getting a brother or sister. Anything like that.
Well, he has.
Let me take a look.
He has. No, nothing there.
Nothing there.
I mean, well, he has obviously siblings from his
he has a
dad's side. But for me, I've learned with children, you should. I don't want to say fall into society's expectations. You should take your time. Whatever you feel you can take care of, not just financially, but with children, there's a certain kind of emotional and mental, not dedication that comes with having kids. And I've realized the kind of parent that I am, and I realize the kind of parent that I am, and I realize that if I'm gonna have another child, I have to make sure I have time. And time is what I don't have right now.
And then also look at me now. I have 2 grandsons. Thank God one is still a baby.
Yeah.
But when I see them, I don't know how to divide my attention between them.
Between the two, right?
Yeah. So when there's a tendency for me to shift, to swing to the younger one. Then all of a sudden it's occurring to me that, here comes the big one now. And children are very, very sensitive. But has he ever asked you that?
Oh, every
Mom,
day.
I'd like a baby.
Every day.
He still thinks that they pick babies up in supermarkets.
Yeah, he does. I said,
he thinks he just go to the shop, go buy one. At night?
Yeah, every day he asks.
When I was done, I didn't think babies were picked up in
luckily
supermarkets.
for me, we watched Boss Baby. So he believes the whole boss.
When I was 9,
Boss Baby storyline for me. So I'm like, that's really where babies come from. They manufacture them.
No, when I was 9, I thought that babies were made behind closed doors.
No.
But I didn't know. I couldn't.
You didn't know how.
I didn't know how. I had a fair idea, but I've got 9. Yeah, but the pranks that I played at 9.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Kids and
but we were kind of innocent, and I couldn't tie the knot together.
You just have an idea.
I just had an idea that something had to happen behind closed doors, and then there'd be a big tummy,
big belly comes.
But I didn't, of course, at 9
and
I
then
didn't
the baby
know.
arrives.
I didn't know how to put the chain together. No, I didn't know that. Let me take another call. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Uncle Jimmy. My name is Kyle de Mogaji. I'm calling from
Oh, my God. Kyle, today is a day of... there are no APC matters to be spoken about.
Uncle Jimmy, you brought Donald Duke to today's gist, even though I don't even want to talk about politics.
I wasn't saying it for your own benefit. I was just talking to my Pekin here. What is your business to eavesdrop?
Jimmy, let me say hello to your Pekin to Jare.
Good morning.
Do you know Kyle de Mogaji? Kyle de Mogaji's best friend is next to your shop.
Okay.
The gentleman with the beard.
Yeah.
You know him?
I know Alaja's.
The one with the long beard. He introduced me.
You know the funny thing?
Yes.
I knew her a long time ago when CQ, if I'm allowed to say, was still a Falolu.
Yes.
So you see, I'm closer to home than you know, Tony.
That means you also know Yonileke.
Oh, Uncle Jimmy, I had this big grin on my face when you were saying something.
What
I'm not going to say more.
Yeah. He knows Yonileke. Can you believe that?
If he knows, then he knows definitely.
Then he struck home.
Tony, I want to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
I know only one. Kade.
Uncle Jimmy, I'm going to wrap all of them. It might be one, but it will be a cocktail. Don't worry.
All right, go on.
Okay.
No, it's actually related to, is she still involved in Nigerian entertainment industry? Because I remember when she came a while ago, she brought something fresh into the industry with management. She taught a lot of people new and true professional management. When she worked with Nice, well, maybe I should also look for a female to work. Maybe I might just get married to person. When she worked with Nice a while ago, I remember the professionalism. I think I met him. Then she worked with Zara. Our soul rest in peace.
Amen.
The professionalism you brought to the industry. How do you think it has affected the industry? And do you think what you met down here actually changed you, or has affected who you've become now as a person?
Me as a person, I think my basic training is you have to be a professional, irrespective of whatever industry you're in. If it's, entertainment, if it's food, if it's whatever industry, even what I'm doing right now currently, I still apply the same being a professional, because that's what I know how to do. And when I came into that industry, then man, it was still very, very fresh. It was still very fresh. It was still a lot of hustling, and it was a lot of trying to set the right examples. And right now, man, I don't know what's going on with our industry. I tend to look the other way so I don't get sucked back in.
But does it look attractive enough to you?
I don't even want to find out.
Yeah, because our artists are doing quite well.
Yeah, they are. Because there's always I get a lot of emails. Oh, Toni, please come back to the industry. And I just try to, because I know myself. I'll see one artist and I'll get tempted, and I'm like, okay, and I try to not look too deeply. But I think things are still things are growing.
There's a lot of money to be made.
Well, where I'm headed,
you like money.
Yeah, I do.
You run to the family.
Yeah, I do. But where I'm headed right now, or what I'm doing now, I think is such an untapped field in Nigeria.
And what's that?
Well, I do photography and filmmaking, but not the kind of filmmaking I'm doing is not so much like irregular filmmaking, like documenting things. I think we lack documenting things in Nigeria as a whole. We're horrible at documenting things. And the photography, I kind of chose a niche, a niche photography to do nature and wildlife. Yeah, and we don't,
So did he.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what's his name?
Oh, Zion.
Oh,
yeah.
I saw the photographs of some birds that he took.
Yeah, he's good.
He's got a good eye for photography.
He does. He has a very good eye. It's like, he has his own
I think
camera.
he told me he uses a Canon or something.
A Nikon.
Yeah. Because I asked him, so what camera do you use?
Yeah, so we go on.
And he just went, I use a Nikon. Very confident guy, though.
Confident, yeah, he is very confident. So I take him when I go on nature walks. I'll take him along. So he has his own camera, I have my own camera, and we spot whatever wildlife together, and I take my pictures, he takes his. And
it looks as if there's very little space for a third party in your life when it comes to Zion.
No,
I follow your Instagram quite well, and it's like he's always there.
He's always there, and whoever comes in or whoever's in my life knows that it's party for.
So who is that person? Does he trail you from behind, or does he come in between?
He's always by my side.
Jesus is always by your side.
That too.
So if Jesus is on the left, then he'll be on the right.
Well.
So who is this dude on the right?
Jimi, Zion, honey.
Oh, Zion. Okay. Let me take another call. Hello. Hello, morning.
Hello.
Morning. Ambassador Ekwadun.
Yes, sir.
Ekuyedun.
Idi Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters.
Idi Mubarak, he's saying hello to you.
Thank you.
This is my good friend, Ambassador Musbao.
After my call now, I want to know whether I will still remain a friend.
After your call?
After this call now,
you
I
want
want to know whether you will still be a sister with me.
As long as I'm not talking politics today, I'm not in that mood though.
I'm not talking politics today.
What are you talking? So, Musbao, you go to Moshalati, you should be at the mosque.
Uncle, let's talk.
Oh, Lloyd.
How are you, madam?
She's fine. Thank you.
I'll talk more questions.
Okay, yes, okay.
You know, about me, I cannot allow my wife to go to this industry.
Why?
Even my girlfriend.
Why?
I cannot. Also,
Why?
imagine my wife play a role of kissing another man.
She's not an actress.
Hello?
Toni Payne is not an actress.
They have the same thing now.
Ah.
It's not.
No, Choco. Thank you. You know, but you know what he said innocently.
Yeah,
It's the mindset of a lot of
men.
people.
Yeah,
and the people I feel sorry for the most are the actresses.
yeah. That's why if you're in the entertainment industry, you always look for a person that's open-minded and won't give you.
That's hard to find.
Well, they're out there. They're out there. You know, people that understand that this is just a
okay.
job.
Do I appear to you? You've known me for about 22 years. Do I appear to you as an open-minded person?
I think you are.
You're not. I'm not.
I think you are.
I'm not.
Because if you weren't, yeah, I know you are. You have to be. Either that or she just, knows how to make you open-minded.
No, I mean that one. No, that was a full-scale project.
I know.
What they call a turnkey project. But generally, to be honest with you, and I'm saying this seriously now, as I grow older, a lot of things don't matter to me anymore.
Exactly.
And infidelity is one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into any meeting to discuss infidelity issues on either side.
Yeah.
Do I see it as part of life? Maybe in a way. Maybe I just believe that that idea of being faithful is in the romantic novels and so on and so forth.
It's possible.
Especially in this part of the world.
That's what exactly I was going to say.
Yeah. But you see, the way I look at it also is that look, we need to be very, we need to be very true to ourselves. What our environment can take and what it can't take. Here comes this werewolf. It's supposed to have closed. The way I look at it is this. Imagine if you lived in the UK, you had a wife and kids.
Yeah.
The demands of everyday living do not even give you that little window to want to be frivolous.
Exactly.
It doesn't give you. I mean, you have to be work on time.
Exactly.
When you're at work, you're not allowed to use your phone arbitrarily. And when you close at about 7 o'clock in the evening, you just want to go to the warmth of your home.
I think it's also
But here,
I think here it's expected.
Apart from that, the weather is nice.
Yeah.
Everything is free. It's a free movement. You get to work when you feel up to it.
Yeah.
You can go out for break for two. And then I don't know what it is. It's just there. It's not there for you to grab. But the ones who bear the brunt the most, unfortunately, are the women.
Women, yeah.
The men get away with a lot.
A lot, yeah. Well, now things are changing.
Things are changing. There are women who would look you straight in the eye and say,
"Oh yeah,
uncle."
Yeah. Times are changing.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know women these days are much stronger
because they've. I think the thing is that they've obviously taken so much over time, and now they're like, you know what? Well, you can do better.
No, I think not just that. I think that also for those of them who are smart enough, they can stand on their own.
On their own, yeah.
In the past, you found quite a lot of women relied on their
men.
Yes, on the men. But these days, women, like you said, they also wear the pants.
Exactly.
Yes, wear the pants and they can call anybody's bluff. Why just delay me? So what?
Yeah.
I have a house on Banana Island. I can move it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you think the population has anything to do about it? Do you believe that there are more women than men?
I don't think so. That's been disproven. I know it's been disproven so many times. I've read reports that there are actually more men than women.
Yeah, but there seem to be more women available than men.
Well, yeah.
Well, of course, I wouldn't look at the men. I mean, hey.
I don't think that's what it is. I think what it is that men tend to make themselves more available to multiple women. So it seems as if.
No, I think it's probably the same, but women are smarter.
True.
Women, I believe, Nigerian women are submarines. You won't see them.
Yeah.
Except when they come to surface for air. They're submarines. Meanwhile, the men are frigates. A man has cool woman, everybody must know.
Everybody must know. Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, they there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But women are cool.
Yeah. And that's true.
They're cool, calm, and calculated.
We know how to keep things to ourselves.
You know how to keep things to yourself. You agree?
Mm-hmm.
So God knows what you've been up to.
No, me, I'm a good girl.
Yeah,
good Jimmy, you know.
In Bendel, we don't call it good girl. It's a good girl.
I'm a good girl.
Yeah, good girl. But I totally feel
I'm a good girl.
But once in a while, you would veer. It's natural.
You right now, no. I don't. I'm very focused, and
you could be focused on
one person or like several people.
No, yeah, I mean,
no, I'm very one person.
Have you ever double dated?
I don't double date. If I'm double dating, everybody knows what's going on, and so I don't. It's not a commitment. Double dating. Well, it's not a commitment. You can date and be like, okay, well, we're not in an exclusive relationship.
What do you mean?
Seeing other people to see.
Oh, so both of you, both ways.
Yeah, just dating. There's no.
The guy would see people and you would see people.
Yeah, definitely. You can do that. Just casual dating.
What is casual dating?
Casual dating, go to the movies, go to dinner, nothing.
And you call on Sojaria.
Oh.
When a man. You can always go to the movies and I can go to the movies.
Yeah, you're getting to know
and
each
we're not
other.
dating now.
No, as in getting to know each other.
Yesterday I went to a party with Kachi. I'm not dating him.
But you're not getting to know him with the intentions of, okay, maybe we can be together.
You can be together now.
Well, I'm talking about exclusively. But
when I came to work this morning, I was together exclusively with Philip.
No, not like that. Not in that manner.
Man.
Like exclusively, like in the loving.
Don't you know when I'm pulling your leg?
I know.
I know.
But yeah.
But the honest to God truth is, ask me a question. For example, growing up now, as I'm the man growing up, I think I'm a bit less emotional.
Well, maybe you've seen so much of life.
I think I've seen so much of life. Maybe I've been battered once in a while. I've been through struggles.
And then nothing's kind of new.
And then nothing's kind of, it's like you're always waiting for the worst.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. If I go into anything now, I'm always ready for the worst. Nothing would take me by surprise. Well, I don't know whether that has to do with age or experience or both.
Experience. Probably, age comes with experience or experience comes with age.
And I think that one of the things that probably affected me the most is as you grow older, you tend to lose more people that are closer to you.
Yeah.
And then so, life begins to have some element of closure in it. Mm-hmm. Because I tell you this now, times I got a phone call or I got a WhatsApp message and I'm ready, I'm ready to just press it and say, ha.
Yeah.
But for example, I don't cry when people die anymore. I don't, because it comes, I don't know whether there's more now or it's just because of my age, but it comes far too often. Yeah. By the time you're grieving over one person, another person is dead.
Dropped, yeah.
And people also don't understand that sometimes it doesn't make it any less painful if the person is older.
No, it doesn't.
When I lost my uncle who was 92, I still didn't feel good.
Yeah.
When I saw people wearing Ankara, Ankara on the day of the party, and so I'm dancing and feeling cool and guzzling beer, wine and something. I sat in a quiet corner and was, I just.
And it also depends on how close you were to the person,
Yeah, I've lost a few close ones.
Not being able to see that, obviously, would make someone feel.
I think it's a thing with age. When you're young, you look forward. Mm-hmm. But like I tell people, when the older you get, you begin to look backwards. I find that now I'm more nostalgic than forward looking. Yeah. If you find me, if you find me talking with having a light discussion with people my age, I remember when this thing happened and when that happened and when this, and that is why I have a preference for leaders to be younger.
Yeah.
Because they have a vision. They're looking forward.
Exactly.
As opposed to people who are older. They always
using old ideas.
Analog tactics. That has slowed us down a lot.
Yeah.
I think Buhari means well,
I think so too.
I think he means well.
I just think
but it's the capabilities I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think
I'm not
he's
sure. But hey, let me ask you, if you think the same way I think. Don't you think that Nigeria is such a tough country? You might just need somebody with a military background.
I used to say one thing way back in the days that, when we went from military to democracy, I used to say, I don't know if Nigeria is ready for democracy. Only because we are very tough people to govern.
Yeah.
We complain at the slightest things, and we're not, well, there are a lot of people ready to put in work, but there are a lot of people that just kind of,
Do you know what I think it is?
Not ready to put in work.
Do you know what I think it is? Education and exposure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And orientation,
Yeah, so they're all tied in.
Yeah.
A lot of our people are not well educated and exposed.
Exactly. And I think that's all part of, what I'm saying. The government needs to start. We don't need to just govern. We need to start looking
our leaders
at the
won't do
root
it.
of the problem.
Our leaders won't do it. I've come to the conclusion that our leaders deliberately
keep people down.
And unfortunately, our people haven't caught on to it. When they need thugs for elections,
when
they
don't
need
keep
people
down,
for rallies,
uprising.
They make sure that the public schools are non-functional well, but their kids go to school abroad. I think that is a deliberate policy, unspoken amongst them. When you argue education with them on a one-on-one, they just dismiss it. They forget that those of them who are less fortunate, because Awolowo had set up a free educational policy, that's how they got educated and exposed. But they don't want it to trickle down the line. Because I believe that the Nigerian thing, most Nigerians want to be above everybody. You want to be the ones who have all the nicest cars. Amy Muhammad, they want to have all the money.
Like
some people in the neighborhood.
Oppression,
want to have all the women and so on and so forth. But you're loaded, aren't you?
I'm not loaded. Okay, I am loaded. Like Borlo.
You're loaded. You're doing well. I mean, you travel. Do you travel all over the world?
I'm starting to. I want to start. So that's my next.
You must be loaded to be thinking of that.
Well,
don't worry, the taxman is not here. Don't let it bother
you. That's my life goal is to travel. Is
to travel to see the world.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if you could see the world and do documentaries.
That's what that's what I plan.
I regret having not done that.
Yeah, that's what.
If I had to do it all over again, that's probably what I would have done.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see the world.
That's what
if you see the world, then you have a better appreciation.
Oh yeah, I always say that I have a friend of mine that we do film together in America, and he's an African American guy. He doesn't even own a passport, and I'm like. And I go, oh, one day I'm going to take you to Nigeria with me. He's like, no, I'm not leaving America. I'm like, that is the most ignorant thing I've ever heard. Like, you can never, even for me as a filmmaker, you can never appreciate the little things until you actually start to get out there and see what is, a lot of Americans are like that they think the world starts and ends in America, and they don't believe there's anything else out there. And it's a wrong way to think. You have to get out, even if it's just the next country. Even in Nigeria, I think Nigeria as well, we get very comfortable with, we're in Lagos. A lot of Lagosians have never been to the next, they've never been to the next state.
No, Lagos.
You have to take a drive, go to Ibadan, go to.
But you see, there's so many things that come into. I used to love back in the day. I remember, you see, that's what I'm thinking. I'm looking back. Back in the day when I could put a bag in my car, my Beetle way back then, and drive. Yeah. I remember, I think it was my cousin that I had breakfast with this morning who said once he drove to Maiduguri.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I wouldn't do that now.
Yeah. There's
so many things that will come in the way. And there's even the bad roads, the security and all kinds of things. Yeah. You can't afford to be that adventurous. But I won't let you go unless I ask you something for the benefit of those who believe that the world starts and ends in America. Is it worth giving your life? Because that's what some of them do.
Life?
Giving your life virtually. I don't mean dying.
Oh, okay.
But giving everything you have, going on a dinghy, going across the desert, whatever.
Is
it worth that to live in the developed world?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
You
don't want to live. You don't want to live in places like America or the UK as a fugitive.
Struggling. Yeah, exactly. You don't.
You'd probably do that for the rest of your life.
You want to live in a place like America or anywhere in the world. You want to live comfortably
and legitimately.
And legitimately. You don't want to be out there and be watching. You need peace of mind. If you're living in America is already tough on its own.
What happens
and if you don't have peace of mind? It's like
what happens to one or two people that you've seen who've come over, that Tony job, I'm not what's America, I hear I can make it there. Or like my good friend, I always talk about him. He's an electrician. Well, what dupe me? Need 350,000. We are fixer. And I now told him that what a deal with I find way meaning now. The thing is that easy.
It's not. Yeah, exactly.
But tell me the story of one or two people that you've seen who've crossed over and have been completely disappointed.
One thing that I've realized about people like that, when they do eventually cross over, they're very determined to make it.
Yeah.
So even if they're disappointed, they won't show you that they're disappointed because they have made up their minds that do or die. Even by there's a case of one homeless guy in LA, and my mom was like, "Oh, do I know he's Nigerian?" And I was like, that doesn't make any. He's like, why would you want to be like? He'd rather be homeless and sleeping on the streets in America than. And I told her, I was like, well, you don't know his situation in Nigeria. Maybe he was homeless in Nigeria too,
No,
she was like, my mom was like, yeah, and then how will he get on? That's what my mom said to. She was like, no, that he couldn't be.
The ticket charges alone.
Well, he could gather money from people around, friends.
Well, that's what I find. People are ready to pay, gather money, whatever, spend as much as 700,000-800,000.
Yeah.
Only to go and become a fugitive. It doesn't add up to me.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But then they then say to me, it's because you found life easy, because you've always had the opportunity of. I said, maybe that's what it is. But I don't like to be a fugitive.
No, it's not good. You want to. and
it's not a place. It's not a good place to be.
You want to live. Number one, you want to live with peace of mind. And if you're constantly watching your back for immigration or whatever, like with this yellow-haired man that's there now, he's really giving these Hispanic people, he's giving them a major problem. He's giving them.
Are they picking them up?
I heard they raid. There was a time in my area that I heard there was a raid somewhere. Like, I don't know, but it could have been a rumor anyways. But I heard there was a raid. not a couple of blocks somewhere. Because obviously I live in California, and California is I'll say a lot of Hispanics in California. And California is also a sanctuary state, so he doesn't even like us, already. So obviously, his little Gestapo will come in and try to, shake things up a little bit. But I don't know. I feel bad. I know somebody argued this thing with me on Twitter. I don't believe in borders, but they argued it with me, and it made sense. For the security of the people that live in whatever, it's good to have borders, and I understand that. But I was like, well, at the end of the day, these rules, we make them. Human beings they make these rules themselves. It's not like these rules are already in place. To say, who can come in or who's better than who. At the end of the day, we're still all the same. So, I think personally, dealing with immigration issues or whatever, whatnot, in a place like America, me personally wouldn't want to do it. But some people are willing to take the risk. They've been dealing with SARS in Nigeria. Don't be small.
We'll soon take a break, and we're wondering what kind of music you would like.
Okay.
What can we play for you? Let's play that one.
There's a song I really like right now. Let's
play that one.
Which one?
One of those now.
Which one?
I
like Tiwa Savage's Robo Scare Scare, Robo Scare Scare.
You like that one?
I like that song.
Do we have it? I will look for it.
I like that song. It's probably, yeah.
It's probably one.
The only other, I listened to a couple of Nigerian songs that I selected to mix with my newfound hip-hop music, trap music.
And Tiwa Savage is one of them.
That particular song.
What about Nice?
I haven't listened to any of Uncle Jimi.
When you were together, did you influence his music in any way?
I don't know. Maybe.
Did you influence his career in any way?
Maybe, possibly. I'm sure, people around you definitely influence you. So Uncle Jimmy.
I mean, like in his choice of like clothes.
Oh, of course not, because I
in his brand.
Yeah, I do branding. So, and I did his branding. I
never forget the first day I met him though. It wasn't nice then.
Oh, I remember.
It wasn't called nice. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I remember.
Nice,
probably at the shop.
It was at the shop.
At the shop.
Very quiet guy.
He had dreads then or something.
He didn't even have dreads. Just quiet guy.
Yeah.
He was sitting in between. He leaned back in between the clothes, and then I whispered to Toni every time. So I said, okay. And then when nice came up, I didn't even know that was a guy that I had met.
Yeah.
What do you mean by she quiet and quiet? He's no longer quiet.
Well, I don't know.
Well, he's kind of. Is he a withdrawn person?
No.
He always
used to be really
way back then.
Yeah, he used to be quiet. But
Maybe you brought out the monster.
I didn't. The people that brought it out, wasn't me.
Oh, the people. Can you identify them?
I don't know them.
You don't know them.
Funny.
Do we have the Tiwa Savage now?
Yeah.
The one with whiskey. Okay, so we'll take a short break. We're almost done though. But I'm not going to let you go without playing music. We'll take a short music break, and then we'll be right back. We'll take one or two more calls, and that will be it. So don't go away. We'll be back.
Dissecting the major news stories daily. This is the Morning Digest with Jimi Disu.
Spells on the beat. Tiwa Savage on this one, yeah. Whiskey, do you want mama? Make it animals to tingle.
This kind thing I never see. I pressure the high got me down. My girl, hold on to me. Never ever leave me for crash. Girl, you they make me shiver. Girl, if you leave us about, with you I get no allow. I want day with you forever.
Robos casca. If no be you, then tell me who. Them go sempe. Nobody messing with my boo. Robos casca. If no be you, then tell me who. Robos casca. Nobody messing with my boo.
My love, girl, you give me love I never see. My love, girl, your love means so much to me. My love, girl, you give me love I never see. My love, girl, your love means so much to me.
No be what you do or what you say. My love is single, no be plural. Brother, no be mount. But my baba, you be plural. Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde. That's how I feel when I'm rolling with you. Number one, the African bad girl. I'm the star boy, you know how we do. My baby, you scatter my heart, you. And you load my account, you. See, I no go come on you.
My love, girl, you give me love I never see. My love, girl, your love means so much to me. My love, girl, you give me love I never see. My love, girl, your love means so much to me.
Robos casca. If no be you, then tell me who. Them go sempe. Nobody messing with my boo. Robos casca. If no be you, then tell me who. Robos casca. Nobody messing with my boo. I never seen this kind of feeling. This love I believe in. Even when I did try to leave it, something about this feeling.
My love, girl, you give me love I never see. My love, girl, your love means so much to me. My love, girl, you give me love I never see. My love, girl, your love means so much to me. Me love.
Dissecting the major news stories daily. This is the Morning Digest with Jimi Disu.
Yeah, you're welcome back. to Morning Digest with Jimi Disu on Lagos Talks 91.3 FM, and I still have with me in the studio Toni Payne. And you won't believe we've been gisting for about 1.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we've been gisting for about 1 hour,
14 minutes.
15 minutes. So let me take some calls. Hello.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
This is Benja calling from Mafuduku.
Yes.
Okay.
Turn down the radio set where you are.
You've never been stingy, but you were stingy with Toni Payne this morning.
I was what?
You were stingy with Toni Payne now.
Stingy how?
You've not allowed us to talk to her. All his wife.
Oh, okay. No, I'm keeping that to myself.
Yes, I don't talk to the hip hop girl.
All right. So what's your reaction quickly?
Quick, because we've run out of time. What I would like to say is I would like to thank you once again for allowing Toni Payne to leak some secrets. After just been keeping quiet.
She didn't leak any secrets.
Yes, so she didn't even know that she has let out a lot.
I have.
Yes.
Not that I know.
When I was with him, you talked about how it all started when he was a Jet 2, when he got something out and all those things. But it depends. I want to speak on the angle of the entertainment. I was not really happy that you now changed your line of work in the entertainment world.
I'm very happy with what I'm doing now. Very, very happy. I'm content.
Yes, but we miss you really in that.
I know. I even this morning I still. Oh.
I know the reason why you're scared, because a lot is going on in the industry that you know that you don't want to talk about. People think it's all about the endorsement and the money that they see.
You know what's really funny? I'm not scared of anything in terms of the industry. I don't shy. I don't shy. When I was in the industry, I used to work with unknown talent because I love the challenge, so I don't shy away from a challenge. But I think I needed to figure out what makes me happy, and what I enjoy doing most. And this was my first love. This is what I studied. And I went back to
photography.
I studied video digital art. So I went back. I just decided, and my mom
went back home.
My mom complained so much. Oh, degree.
I can imagine.
So,
and she's a handful, isn't she?
Oh, my goodness. She still called me this morning. I was like,
she doesn't let go.
Oh, no. But yeah, so, what I'm doing now, I think is such a fertile ground. I think it needs to be done. I think we need to put a lot of emphasis on preserving what we have today, because guess what? The pictures that I take today, in 100 years time, people are going to look at it and be like, wow, this was Lagos in 2018.
If you see photographs of Lagos even in the 1950s,
they're amazing. I've seen some
in black and white.
Yeah.
So do you know that we really don't have what you would call a proper, the things that I miss here the most in my country, a tropical country at that, the two major things I miss is you don't have a good museum, a proper museum, and you don't have a zoo.
We don't have a zoo. So I visited the National Museum a few days ago.
Yeah.
The Lagos, the one at Odeko. I visited. I'm like all on a. So let me just promote my future goal. I want to be minister for tourism one day.
In Nigeria,
Nigeria,
yes.
So I've been doing a lot of visiting.
You go chop money.
Not chop money. I want to make things better.
I know you want to make it, but say you go chop or chop.
I'll get paid, right? They'll pay me my salary.
I'm not talking paid, Joe. We are both street people. If you want to be.
I'm pretty simple, so I don't need much. As long as
you see, that is the thing with Nigerians. You ask a direct question, then you give an indirect answer.
I won't chop money.
I don't need so much money. I don't need.
Well, I'll chop my salary. Whatever, and I'll agree to a salary that I know I can.
No be salary with
suffice.
You go use diamond earrings.
No.
The woman will be minister before. You know hear everything you get.
Oh, are you serious?
Oh
no.
That one, you remember? I still did there. Nothing come.
Oh yeah, that one. I won't mention her name. But I know.
Let's just leave her.
Yeah. So I went. I did. I've been doing little tours here. And do you know that a lot of people don't know that Freedom Park is not just a enjoyment spot.
Exactly. It's
A lot of people
history.
don't know that.
It's a
lot
lot
of
of
people
history
think
there.
it's it is. I went in there. They have the first prison in Lagos.
Yeah.
They still have the shackles. They still have the prison bed.
Do you know
They
what
still
shocked me
have
the most?
The gallows. You know.
Do you know what shocked me the most? The rooms.
Yeah.
The little
The
cubicles.
tiny cubicle, yeah.
Yeah.
And they have the little pan that they used to bathe
Yes.
and the bed and the
Yes.
pillow. It's still all there. And, they have pictures. And the guy that walked us through, I told him, I was like, they have names and when the person was incarcerated and how many years they got the crime, but no pictures. And I said to them, I was like, see, you guys need to find these people. Most of them are probably dead. I said, look at this one that was incarcerated in 1950 something. He was 24 years old. I was like, this person's probably still alive. Why not try and look for this person and find out,
records.
interview them, these things,
Toni Payne, let me shock you. Let me shock you. Let me shock you. If you go on YouTube, you will see movies 1910, 19 whatever, foreign.
No, yeah.
If you go on the same YouTube, type in Village Headmaster and see what you get.
Nothing.
Type in New Masquerade and see what you get. We don't have any records.
We don't archive things.
Do you know what happened? In
They
the case
take
of,
over it.
yeah,
I know.
there's a budget for new tapes. They whack the money for
It's
the new
very
tapes
sad.
and wipe out and
History.
So history is gone.
Yeah. I was trying to find
Gone.
Tales by
Very
Moonlight.
painful.
for
You can.
Zion.
I doubt if you find any.
I couldn't
You'll
find.
find
I
Tales
found
by-
one very pixelated one.
There is one, because again, I'm a fella fan, you know that.
Yeah.
But fella played some series back in the day with NTA.
Gone.
Gone.
That's sad.
Hey,
That's sad.
gone.
That's very sad.
Everything you'll find on YouTube are a few foreign things, and there was a time some crew came from Burkina Faso to film. Very little. An icon like that, nothing.
That's sad.
Imagine if you could see a fella playing like in the early 60s.
Exactly.
Flying his polo, the polo of his shirt.
And those things would
like
be
that.
worth something now.
They'll be worth a
'cause
fortune.
You can license them to other
They'll
countries.
be
You can
worth a fortune. You could make posters out of them.
Why we don't preserve?
But are you making money with your photography though? So I can
yeah,
tell your mom. I can tell your mom because they don't make money.
Yeah, so I do fine art photography. So
Okay.
the fine art part of it I sell.
You do?
I do.
You sell your photographs?
Oh yeah, I do.
Framed?
Framed, print on canvas. I have some
Okay.
here that I bought with me. So I do that.
Do I get a signed one?
I can.
I could pay for it over. I know it'll be expensive, but
Yeah,
we
that's
could think of
quite
a long time.
quite
And
expensive.
I have a guarantor anyway.
No problem.
If I don't pay, I know somebody in
Somebody that-
your family who gladly pay for me. Jimi.
She'll talk me into. Yeah,
She's talking to you.
Yeah, so I mean that part of it I do. But like I said, the other part of it that I'm really working on right now is to encourage people, young minds out there. If it's your iPhone, grab your phone, grab whatever you have, get out there and preserve whatever you.
Just take them and keep them.
Pictures and keep them. These things are going to be invaluable in years to come. We don't see the value in the little.
Why
things.
did you say iPhone? Can't you use any other phone?
You can use Samsung. I don't know. I use an iPhone. So
You use an iPhone, so
iPhone
yeah.
comes to my mouth.
Oh, no, but there's some new Samsungs that have some nice.
Yeah, some
Nice
I
cameras,
mean,
yeah.
even Palasa that has camera doesn't matter.
I
Just
know you
out
don't get
there.
good photographs with
Well,
Palasa.
it's still something. It will still come out better.
But the
than
best thing
something
to do with the Palasa is just make it black and white,
Thank you.
and that
Yeah.
solves it.
So I mean, and then I noticed.
We won't say which ones are the Palasa.
the
though.
word- and then I also noticed that I put a word out there like, is there any other person in Nigeria that does wildlife photography? Crickets. Nobody could answer.
There
the
could
question.
be.
Well, if there is, please contact me because I'm like, am I the only person in the nation of 150 million that
be.
does it?
Might
Like,
not, might not be wildlife really, but there could be people.
I'd love to meet whoever it is.
There's
I mean,
a lady.
get together with
There's a
whoever
lady
it is.
I knew who takes photographs. I'll find out for you if she does
Wildlife. Most people do weddings.
I'll ask my daughter.
portraits
Tell
and
me
things
to.
like
Yes.
that. Yeah, I mean,
Well, again, because the truth is, it is an industry that doesn't exist at all.
I'm
yeah.
gonna make sure it exists.
No, it doesn't exist. Let's take one last caller. So, because we have just 5 minutes to go, but with the mood that he's in, he might donate his 30 minutes to us if it will help his cause. Hello. Hello. We must have a last caller now. If you don't get this last caller, I'm not leaving here. Hello.
Hello, Uncle Jimi.
Yes. Comrade Akwan.
You are Comrade Akwan. Happy
Eid al-Fitr.
Happy holiday, sir.
Yes. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir. I'm happy to be the last caller. What actually called, when you see good things, you need to appreciate it.
Yes.
I need to appreciate you first of all. And secondly, I want to tell that lady in the studio that her voice is very, 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 very catching.
Hey, it don't catch you.
Very, very, very catching. And I know what I'm talking about.
Tell me what you're talking about. I don't know.
I love your voice.
Thank you.
Come on, Akwan. If you see me, what that can happen?
When you stand at the right hand, I will stand at the left, sir.
No, come on, Akwan. Let's do this. Make we do better now. Make you go the fact. Make we do better. Quickly run to Akwa Ibom. Then this is my daughter. Then we can do exchange.
It's not a problem, sir.
All right, comrade. Thank you very, very much.
Sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And it's on that happy note, Toni Payne, we have to go home. But it was nice. It was nice to see you.
Thank you for having me. I had a good time.
Every time I have you in the studio,
It's always a good time.
It's always a good time. And if you play back the tape of what we just said now, we covered almost about 25 topics in there. And I didn't know we were going to talk about those things.
Yeah.
But you're in town for quite a while.
I'm in town. Yeah, I'm in town for a while.
For a while. So you'll be back.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna come to Nigeria more often because, like I said, there's a lot I feel needs to be done, and I'll do my best
You
to
must be
contribute.
loaded. Come on. No, because tickets are expensive now.
Yeah, they are expensive. But
And then being a star, of course, probably travel first class.
I don't. I travel economy.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Whatever floats my boat. Whatever
because you have a feeling that you're being stalked by the IRS. So you know what to say that.
No.
Thank you very much, Toni Payne. God bless you.
Thank you.
Happy Eid al-Fitr to everybody at home. We'll be back next week, Tuesday, and happy Eid al-Fitr to all of you. Now, don't overdo it, okay? You've been fasting, now just take it easy. Don't now eat everything inside or drink everything inside. The fisherman here is called Sadiq. I don't know whether he's a Muslim, whether he's a Christian, whether he's a pagan, whether he's a Hindu, or whether he's a Kanka, or whether he's what's the one on the express? Werewolf. What's the name of the gentleman on the express? Sadhguru Maharaji. I don't know which one he is, but he's a good man. He's a good man. Nice, innocent man. Let me sell him. He's happy. He doesn't know I'm going to block him later. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for coming, and for our good friend here who's spent half of the time going out to take phone calls. Thank you very much. Werewolf, you can now close, okay? You can now go home. I know the way you feel. It's one of those things. It ain't going to work.
It's working already.
It ain't going to happen. All right, folks, I'll see you on Sunday. I'll try and see if I can come for the discuss, but really and truly, I'm thinking I just take Sunday off and have a recorded session, okay? I need a bit of a rest, but God willing, I'll be back on Tuesday, okay? So take it easy, and I'll see you again. Bye.